What if the mastermind behind one of the darkest days in modern history, Osama bin Laden, had been captured in the 1990s, long before the heart-wrenching terror of September 11th, 2001? Imagine a world where the skyline of New York City remains untouched, where thousands of innocent lives, full of dreams and aspirations, were not cruelly snuffed out on a clear September morning. This is a thought that tugs at heartstrings and stirs the deepest of emotions, compelling us to explore a history that might have been. Osama bin Laden, the infamous leader of al-Qaeda, first caught the attention of the United States and its allies with his involvement in various terrorist activities throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Despite being on the radar of international intelligence, he remained elusive, orchestrating terror from the shadows. The missed opportunities to capture him during this time have since been a source of deep regret and speculation. Could preemptive action have averted the tragedy and altered the course of global events? Capturing bin Laden in the 1990s could have dramatically reshaped the global landscape. The immediate effect would likely have been the thwarting of the 9/11 attacks, sparing nearly 3,000 lives and preventing the immense physical, emotional, and economic toll they exacted. The absence of this pivotal moment in history would have profoundly impacted the United States' foreign policy, possibly preventing the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. These conflicts have claimed hundreds of thousands of lives, displaced millions, and changed the geopolitical chessboard in ways that are still unfolding today. Without the catalyst of 9/11, the pervasive climate of fear and the sweeping measures taken in its wake, including the Patriot Act and the establishment of the Department of Homeland Security, might have never come to pass. The ripple effects on privacy, international relations, and global security are profound. The narrative of the early 21st century would have been markedly different, possibly less defined by the war on terror and more focused on other pressing international issues. Moreover, the capture of bin Laden would have sent a powerful message to extremist groups and their leaders around the world. It would have symbolized a significant victory for international law enforcement and counterterrorism efforts, potentially deterring future attacks and disrupting the growth of similar organizations. The morale and recruitment efforts of terrorist organizations would likely have suffered, impacting the global terror landscape in unpredictable but presumably positive ways. On a more human level, capturing bin Laden in the 1990s would have spared countless families across the globe the grief of losing loved ones to terrorism. The personal stories of those who perished on 9/11 and in the ensuing wars are a heartrending testament to the cost of inaction. Parents, children, spouses, and friends left to navigate a world forever altered by violence would have had their worlds remain intact. Their pain and loss elicit a deep empathy in us, serving as a poignant reminder of the tangible human impact behind geopolitical machinations. However, it's critical to acknowledge the complexities of this alternate history. The capture of bin Laden might have led to unforeseen repercussions. Al-Qaeda was not a monolith, but a network of cells with varying degrees of autonomy. Its ideology had already taken root in various parts of the world. In the absence of its figurehead, it's conceivable that new leaders, possibly even more radical, would have emerged to carry the banner of jihad. The fight against terrorism might have evolved differently, posing new challenges and uncertainties. This exploration into what might have been is not just an intellectual exercise, but a poignant reminder of the fragility and interconnectedness of our world. The path not taken invites us to reflect on the consequences of decisions made and opportunities missed. It also emphasizes the significance of vigilance, diplomacy, and cooperation in preempting threats and fostering a more peaceful global community. As we ponder the what-ifs, let's also honor the memory of those we've lost by striving for a future where understanding and compassion triumph over divisiveness and hate. The narrative of Osama bin Laden captured in the 1990s might remain a speculative chapter in history, yet it encourages us to imagine and work towards a world defined not by the tragedies that divide us, but by the shared humanity that unites us.